Hi guys, I'm Annabelle and welcome back to Meeple Village. Today we are going to be doing an unboxing of Gloomhaven, Jaws of the Lion. So let's go, let's check out what's in the box. Okay, so here's the box. This one is not even as big as, Gloomhaven, the board game, but it's still big. And the art, got an axe, looks like a table where, we're maybe in a tavern, there's money, there's all sorts of things. This is a fully co-op game, and here's the bag. Looks like we are going to be getting 4 new heroes, and we're gonna look at all of that once we dig inside. So this is a standalone game, which is important to notice. This is not an expansion, so you can play this without having ever played Gloomhaven. And actually, we can kind of call this baby Gloomhaven. It helps you to understand how to play Gloomhaven. It's kind of like an introduction, but not really. Like I said, it is a standalone game, so you can play this and never play Gloomhaven. But let's see what's inside this box. So let's get this off. And if you're interested in seeing a full run-through of this game or Gloomhaven, let us know in the comments below. We'll be happy to do those for you. I do enjoy Gloomhaven, so I am pretty sure that I'm going to enjoy this one as well. So, okay, let's see. What's the first thing we find? Okay, first, of course, a promo for their new game, Frosthaven, which was on Kickstarter. And there's an app for Gloomhaven, an audio narration. So there we go, okay. And welcome to Gloomhaven. Yes, we've been here before. Well, some of us have. And it tells you a little bit about, how to set up apparently. Okay, so there's that. And here's the manual, the Learn How to Play guide. Let's take a look at that. I don't want to go into too many details, but yes, colorful, it's long. So that hasn't changed. It's still a pretty 30 pages, and looks like it's all about rules. Scenario 4 rules, scenario 3 rules. So it's a lot of them. Some of them are specifically for specific scenarios, but the rest looks like we gotta read all of this. Scenario 1 complete. So yeah, it's still about 12 pages. Not too bad. I mean, if you take those pages, if you actually don't have to read all of that. So that's the manual. Okay, let's see. And then here's a glossary. Oh my gosh, a whole book full of terms and pictures. Wow, that should tell you that this game is not an easy game. It's a lot of rules, a lot of little things to remember. But it's definitely a fun game, so you can maybe tweak the difficulty. They're talking about hit points, heal, line of sight, all that good stuff, and then a bunch of pictures. So there's the glossary, and then, of course, we would need some story. This is the supplemental scenario book, and I'm sure this is full of spoilers, so I'm not gonna look into it. Oh, look, it's got, okay. So these are your maps that you're gonna be using to play the game. So in this game, the cool thing about this is you actually play in the book. So this is your dungeon right here. You populate it with monsters and you put your heroes here and you just go. This is, as far as I know, that's how it works. So okay, and here's another scenario book. So that was just a supplemental one. So here is even more stuff that we're gonna encounter in our challenges in the quests during this adventure. And yeah, again, like I said, I do believe that this is where you play, right on the book. Okay, so with that out of the way, tokens, because of course we need to mark stuff. Looks like money, probably hit points, although I'm not sure. Maybe 10. So there's traps, and if you played Gloomhaven, you know that it has to do with the elements, and when you are in a dungeon, a certain element might be triggered, and it's like there's magic of some kind, like frost magic in the air, and you can power and use that frost magic to your advantage if you have abilities that have to do with ice magic or fire magic or whichever one could be. But tons of tokens, looks like some conditions, fast and or maybe slow, I'm not sure, poison and all that good stuff, and some things to put on the like these are little bushes, probably kind of plants, trees maybe, depends, because we are looking kind of like an airplane kind of view, so it might be trees, but a bunch of stuff. Ooh, these are our monsters. So we have a bunch of them and they look like fun, and they have numbers because in this game what happens is each monster is going to act according to their initiative, which is based on the numbers, and also you can keep track of what monster you're attacking by checking out the number on each monster, because when they come in masses, they come in hordes, so you're not just going to get one dude, you're probably going to get more than one. And then here's a guy, I'm not sure if he's a good guy or a bad guy, we'll have to play the game to find out. More monsters, yeah, there's like an iron golem and some kind of sorcerer and a giant, which doesn't look too tall. And down here, this is where you actually put the mana. So let's see. Just quickly, let me take a look. So remember we talked about magic being in the room. So inert means that there's really nothing, no mana of that type. But then during the game, some cards can have effect that will trigger, like for example, fire mana, and all of a sudden fire mana is really strong, but then on the next turn it dwindles, and then all of a sudden it's gone again. And you can use it while it's here or in the middle, but once it's all the way back on the inert side, then it's like the magic in fire magic in the room has died and you can no longer use it. That's kind of cool that they still do that in this game. I'm pretty sure it plays very, very similar. Like I said, it's kind of like introducing people or helping people get into Gloomhaven. But again, it is a standalone, so you don't have to play Gloomhaven. So here's more monsters. But I think you might want to after you give this one a try, because you're going to want to hear more of the story. Okay, and here's more tokens. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not sure what these are. There's some rocks, obviously, and then some banners for the monsters, apparently. And these are our heroes up here, Void and Warden. Yeah, these I believe are our heroes from what I saw in the back. And of course, if you know Gloomhaven, you know you're gonna need stickers. So here are the stickers for the locations. So the way it goes is, at least in the Gloomhaven, the board game, you have a map and it's filled with nothing. And you fill it up as you go. You are going to, once you explore a dungeon, you're gonna put a sticker where it tells you to, and you can tell because of the number. And that's how you can explore that dungeon, that new place, and then you mark it that you've explored it and you go on. I believe this is the map. And I love that if this is the map and this is where you put the stickers, then I love that you can probably take them out no problem and reuse them. Not that you'd want to. It's kind of like a legacy game in that respect, where you once you go somewhere and you've discovered something, you want to explore and continue that story. You don't want to backtrack and do something else. But maybe there's a way to reset everything and do everything again. And you notice up here there's numbers. And numbers and letters, kind of like a, what is it, battleship kind of game, where these numbers and these letters are going to let you know. So A2 is going to let you know exactly where you're going to be putting that sticker. So that kind of helps in that respect, and that's our map. And we've got dials for probably health, some kind of, there's blue, and they go all the way, let's see, from 0 to 26. And probably the red does the same. Let's see, from 0 to 26. So there's a blue side and a red side. And there's 2, 3, 4 of those total in the game. This might be for your heroes is what I'm guessing. Maybe their XP and their HP. Not 100% sure. I do not remember having these on Gloomhaven. But I can see here there's a blot. So that's probably HP. And that little star might mean, I do believe that that's XP in the board game. So I'm thinking that is HP and XP tracker. Okay, So I love that they have a little place to put all your tokens because there's a lot of them, and this will kind of keep it organized. So very nice that they did that little insert, and you can cover it up so you won't lose your stuff. Nice. Okay, we have stands, and these are for the monsters. The monsters come in two varieties. Some are white and some are yellow. Why? Because the white are just kind of like the minions, less fearful, easier to kill kind of a deal, and then the yellow ones are the ones, the boss kind, where they have more HP, they're harder to kill, sometimes they have abilities that are more dangerous, so that's why we have different stands. So all your monsters are going to be in standees during the game. Okay. Let's see, now we have a bunch of cards. Oh, they did bring a lot of baggies, so you can put the stuff away once you've opened it. These are the monsters and the things that they can do. Let's see, I guess we're gonna take a look at that and then come back to the box. Okay. So this is a co-op game, and the game plays the monsters, so you don't need to have somebody playing the monsters. The game's gonna run all of that on its own, and you do it through these cards. So all these bosses and the spirits and all these things, all of them are gonna have a similar backing. And let's see, let's find one that's okay. Here we go. Let's do this one. If the monster comes out with this card, he's going to do a careful throw, where he's going to move +0. So whatever his move is, you add 0 to that, and then he's going to attack +1. So if he has an attack of 2, now he's attacking you for 3, kind of a deal. So there's also modifiers in the game. I'm sure we're going to see them, but basically this kind of tells you, it goes through what the monster is going to be doing on its turn. And obviously, this is not going to be revealed until everybody else reveals what their action is going to be. This card also has an initiative value. So this guy is a 36. So if the card that you've played as hero is a, I don't know, 40, then that monster is going to go first. But if you play a card that is lower than 36, say a 12, then your hero is going to go first, and then the monster will trigger. And I don't want to show you all of these because, of course, spoilers. But you know. Let's see if we can find some interesting ones. I just saw one. Okay, for example, see this one at the bottom? It has the magic, so the magic is going to trigger when this guy triggers. Let's see, anyone else that looks interesting here? See those little hexagons? That's how the monster is going to attack. He can attack those hexagons that are there. So different cards, and it's once you learn kind of the mechanics, it's not that hard, but it is interesting that you never know what a monster is going to do. So going back to our box, these are the monster trackers. Let me see if I can show you how that works. So let's open it up. Okay, so let's see. We have all these, wow, look at all the text in these things. Those abilities are going to be crazy. Okay, so let's just pick the last one, the giant. So let's say you get a giant viper on the battlefield, in the dungeon, right? You are going to, depending on what level you're playing, what difficulty and what level you're playing, you're going to look for that number. It's right here. So that will be a level 2. Let's say that we're playing, sure, let's say we're playing on level 2. There's level 1, and it goes all the way, if you flip it, all the way to level 7, apparently. 7 will be the highest level. I do not want to deal with a level 7 monster, but as you level up, the monsters level up to keep the game interesting. So what you do is you put the monster, we said level 2, right? So you put the monster here on level 2, and his stats are right there. So you don't have to worry about the rest of the card being a distractor. you just know that these are the stats of this particular monster. And remember how I said those numbers, every monster has a little number? That is so you can keep track here. So if it's a Viper, it's Viper number 3, you will put the Viper damage here on number 3 until it's dead. And same goes for any other Viper that you have out on the battlefield. So that's how that works. We have some dividers so we can keep stuff, you know, nice and separated. Counter events, monsters attack modifiers, and unavailable items. Look at that, unavailable items. Okay, those sound like fun. I mean, they are unavoidable. Okay, so I guess we'll be dealing with those. All right, back to the box. What else? Let's see. Okay, so these are definitely spoilers, so I don't know that I want to read them, but they're tiny, so I think it's okay to just take a look, make sure there's nothing else in here. But this is part of the story, so I definitely don't want to spoil that for you guys. Okay. Okay, so it looks like a lot of text, a lot of reading, at least on this side, and a lot of reading on the other side. Again, I don't want to spoil it, but just know that these are there, and maybe you can make a choice because there's an A and a B. I don't know, but it looks like that's something that could happen. So back in the box, let's see, what other cards? We have a few more, and then these guys. These are heroes, 4 heroes. These heroes are the ones that we start with, and then these heroes with the seal, they're a surprise. When you do the story and you discover new things, you might encounter new heroes. Your heroes might retire, get old, and want a better life away from the dungeon, and that's when you start getting these, and you notice they have letters so that you know which one you're getting. So there might be new classes in there, which will correspond also with probably with these. We'll see in a minute. So what other cards do we have? Okay, we have some, these are goals that the heroes have during dungeons. So maybe you get the goal of being an acrobat, and you know, maybe don't. Maybe you get the goal of being an altruist, and that's your goal for that dungeon. And if you do, you get a check mark, which you mark on your hero sheet, and when you have enough check marks, you can get different cool things like better modifiers for your deck and stuff like that. Because in its heart, it is a deck builder, so you are going to be playing through a deck of cards. You start with, depending on your hero, 9, 8, 9, 10, something around those numbers. Some heroes have more, some heroes have less, and that's the cards that you're going to have. Every turn you're going to play a card to do some actions, and then that card, usually you have to discard it and you can't get it back until later in the game or until you rest. But eventually you start losing cards and your deck gets thinner and thinner. So you gotta have to, it's a lot of hand management in this game. You have to know what cards you want to use now, what cards you want to leave for later, because you might need them when you meet the big bad boss at the end of a dungeon. But a lot of different goals. I don't want to spoil them, but you can see that there's tons and tons and tons of them. So every dungeon you're going to be meeting a specific goal for your character. Okay, and looks like items are in this little pack. Let's see. Yeah, these are items, so let's show you some cool ones. We have basic chain armor, not too cool. See if we can find better. Some boots here. This looks winged boots, and I remember these from the original game. They let you move a little bit better. There's a nice little hammer. Okay, some daggers, iron spears, some kind of potion. A lot of potions, which we'll probably be needing. There's a ton of potions in there. There's an amulet of life. Very cool. Let's see, an axe. Okay. What else do we have that's cool? Well, this one looks really cool. I can definitely, I mean, it's probably slows you down probably. I don't know. Boots of striding, but it looks like it can protect you. And strength, yes, give me strength. There's a ring of restoration. Okay, so yeah, some very cool items. that we are going to be equipping on our heroes and helping us along the way. Put those aside. Let's see what else we got. Okay, these are the modifiers. So let's say your hero has a basic attack of 3. Every turn you're going to be, for example, flipping the card on your deck, which you're going to have a specific deck for each hero, and boom, now you do twice that damage. So instead of 3, you are doing 6 damage. But maybe you, well, this one is also a 2. I guess all the 2s are there, but how about one turn you got a miss. So even though you were doing 3 damage, now you're doing 0 damage. And there's, of course, plus 1s. Here's a plus 0. There's also plus 1s. There's minus 1s. So it depends on luck of the draw. There are no dice in this game. It all depends on what you draw and what card you play and what the attack value is on that specific card. Okay, what else do we have? Let's take a look at the miniatures. I will not show you the ones that are sealed because, of course, that will be big spoilers, and I don't want to do that to you or myself. So these guys, just know that there's 4 more that you can unpack eventually at some point during the adventure. But these are our heroes, and let's see if we can find them here as well. Or if they're, it's this guys, let's check. No, it's not these guys. All right, so, okay. That symbol, same. So this guy, they go together. Let's see, what else? Okay, here is probably a wizard, I would guess, but we'll find out in a second. And because again, these are the starting heroes, so not really spoilers. Here's an axe for this guy. That's why they're not sealed, because you can start using them from the beginning. And probably the demolitionist is what I'm guessing because of the bomb. Let's take a look at and see if I'm right. Okay, so here is the symbol that corresponds to him to mark certain things around the board. Of course, it says don't open this, so just know that these are probably his modifiers, and I'm guessing that's what it is because of the back. Oh no, here's the modifiers. Here's his modifiers. So I'm not sure what these are. Maybe, oh, these might be the modifiers once he levels up. That's why it's telling us not to open it. These don't tell us to not open them, so let's see what he got. And it is the demolition list, and I think it's a girl. Is it a girl? I can't tell. Might be girl. All right, so he has some plus 0s, or she, and plus 1s, and minus 1s. I do believe, and minus 2s, even plus 2, and then a miss and a 2-time. I do think that everyone starts with the same modifiers, even the monsters. And, okay, I'm not putting that back in there. And then as you level up, of course, you can get better. And the way you level up, it's right here. That's what I was telling you about with the check marks. You start marking that and you get bonuses once the boxes are all ticked. So this is how you keep track of all of your hero and his stats. And here's a picture of, I guess her name is Quattro, the demolitionist. There's a little backstory in the back telling you about who she is, how she got here probably. And then down here you can track HP and something else, and then some conditions. Okay, so halt, so we won't open that. It's probably, again, just from the back of it, it's probably her advanced deck of cards, so you can add better cards to her beginning or starting set of cards. But let's take a look at her starting set of cards. Okay, so this is how you will attack or do actions in your turn. So the way it works is you're gonna have, let's see, how many cards are in this girl's hand? Okay, so she has, I see it up here, 9 cards in her hand at the beginning of the game. So you're gonna have a deck of 9 cards, and out of those 9 cards, you're gonna pick one to play. So let's say you pick this one. So, and you have to pick 2. So let's say you pick these 2. I don't even know what they are, but sure. The card that has, that you put on top, because you're gonna place them on top, let's say that you place them like so, has a number in the middle. That's your initiative. So you are going to go at number 20. Remember that monster that had a 36? You will go before that monster. Then after you do that, on your turn, you're going to pick 2 things to do. One from the top and one from the bottom. So on one card, you'll pick the top thing. On the other card, you have to pick the bottom one. So if you pick the top here, you have to pick the bottom action here. So that's the puzzle in the game, is trying to figure out what you want to do. And of course, these cards, if there's something that you wanted to do, but then you decide you can't do it, you can always discard them or use them to move or attack, like do a very basic attack every turn. At least that was true in Gloomhaven. I'm pretty sure, yeah, it is, because it tells you right here. If you use the top, you can move for 2. If you use the bottom without using the actual use of the card, you attack for 2. So that's kind of how that works. And I'm sure she has some really cool abilities. I don't want to spoil too much, but you know, it looks like she has an attack. There's a big attack for 3. And these are things that you're going to track with these little markers that we saw before. These, because there are things that happen and continue to happen during multiple turns. They're upside down, but you get the gist. Okay. Okay. Yeah, a lot of text, a lot of reading. But basically it's attack 2, attack 1, and where it's attacking. She actually triggers some fire magic with this card if you use it. So that's that. And then last but not least, let's take a look at her miniature. See if we can get this open. All right. And here she is. All right, so that's our monster. And I don't know how they were able to fit all of this in that little box. I guess I'll try to put it back later. I don't want to do it right now. We'll just keep everything together and we'll go on to our next hero. Let's take a look at, looks like some kind of big warrior. Okay, this is that it? Yeah. Hatchet? Yeah. Enoch's Hatchet. There he is. And he has a backstory also. He starts with 10 cards in his hand as opposed to the girl that started with 9. So this is his sheet. Keep track. He's got his little tokens, halt and hold. So his more powerful cards are in there. His modifiers, and I'm not gonna look at them. You've seen them. They're the same. Actually, let's just, if these are the same, then we know that everybody starts the same. In Gloomhaven, everybody started pretty much the same. Some zeros, plus 1s, minus 1s, minus 2, plus 2. Yep, it's the same. So now we know. Okay, and then these are his cards that, you know, his basic deck. There's some reference card, and he looks like he heals. I just saw heal 3, heal self. So we got a healer, but also an attacker. I see a lot of attacks. Attack 6, that's a good one. Move 3, okay. And this guy is represented by the color blue. Oh, he can loot. So looting means grabbing the money and the treasure that's out on the board. So you want to be able to do that sometimes, because monsters will leave coins when they die, but if you can't loot it, then you can't grab it. So, okay, that's that guy. Let's take a look at, I'm guessing it's the wizard. Oh, did we look at him? We didn't take a look at him. Let's do that. We want to see what he looks like. Okay, woo, nice. He looks like some kind of cowboy, if you ask me. He's got arrows in the back or some kind of pack in the back. Okay, so that's our hatchet, Enoch's Hatchet. Okay. Next up, the sorcerer. I mean, I'm guessing it's a sorcerer. He might not be. Let's take a look and see. It is human void warden. He definitely looks like a sorcerer to me. Or she, I believe it's a girl, human void warden. Here's a closer look at her face and her story. Okay, so sheet, halt, and halt. So we won't look at that. Modifiers, we already know they're all the same. Let's take a look at her powers, her abilities. Here's her little tokens. Reference sheet, and then heal, attack, attack, more attacks, stuns, disarm, heal. She looks, oh, she does a lot of healing. Attack. Okay. Move 3. Curse, poison, poison, heal. She's definitely a sorcerer. A lot of effects going on over there. Okay, and let's take a look at her. Let's put all this here. Let's see what she looks like. Get in there then. Let's see. All right, there's her book, her sorcery book, and a nice wand or sorcerer. There she is, looking good. Better study that book because we're gonna need it. We're gonna need all those spells. Okay, and one more hero. Let's move her out of the way. And our last hero looks like Scorpio. I'm kidding. Let's see. All right, is it red dude? Red guard. Okay, nice. There he is, Valrain Redguard. I wonder if Valrain is like his class, not his name. Okay. And he starts with 10 cards in his hand, 10 red cards. So hold, I'm not gonna look at that, hold, modifiers, here's the save sheet. And everybody has different things that they can tick and different abilities they can get. So not everyone's gonna have, obviously, the same boring level up kind of a deal. They're gonna level up a little different, depending on their class and yeah, other things. Reference card, red cards, so that you can easily know. I love that this blue, I believe, is how to use them, so that you can easily follow. This probably with the blue are the ones that he starts the game with. There should be 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nope, 9, 10. Okay, but most probably the blue ones at level 0 are the ones that you start the game with, and then they stop telling you what they're for, and you kind of have to figure it out on your own because you already learned it from the other ones. Okay, he's got one of those where, let's get this thing out. Every turn you're gonna track, okay, that happened one turn, then that happened, and that happened, and until, boom, you lose the card. That X thing means you put it away out of the game, I believe. There's some frost magic and some more magic. Okay, and this over here, this one I believe is XP, so you get an XP for using this. There's another XP and a big attack. If I remember correctly, the way it works is he needs to be standing on this hex, and then he's going to attack things that are here. So, okay. So another good attacker with some sorcery up his sleeves. So let's put this over here. Let's take a look at him. Reference card. See what he looks like. The red guard. He looks very red in the picture. Is he red here? No, he's not. But you can paint him. I'm sure you can paint him red. So, oh, he looks like some kind of demon actually. All right. There he is with a tail. Check out his tail. All right. Let's get to fighting. Has he got a bow in his hand? This is scythe, right? Okay. Well, I'm sure the horns can come in handy too. So that's our red guard. And that's the last hero. Put him over here. And we've done it. And there's, room here to put the cards. So that's nice. I don't know if this insert is going to work as well as you want it to work. I know the Gloomhaven insert didn't work as great. It was a mess to try to keep everything in the box organized, but at least they did something. Hopefully it will keep things in there and organized. But I'm looking forward to playing this game. Thank you guys for watching this video. That's everything that comes in the box. We did it. We saw everything that's in the box of Gloomhaven. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up. Also, subscribe to the channel so you can see the next run-throughs coming through. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram. We do post really cool pictures of your favorite board games. I will see you guys on the next video, but until then, may you play more games.